Hi, my name is David, I'm in Tainan, and this is Taiwan in English. It's day 3 of Holiday Pie Week, so I'm back with my friends at Yasubi, and today we will be making a French silk pie. It's not French, it's not silk, but it is a pie. So let's dive in. No, wait, don't dive in. Diving into a pie is bad. Let's get started. All right, it's time to make the filling for the French silk pie. The list of ingredients and the amounts are going to be in the description below, but we're going to need chocolate, some espresso or dried coffee, heavy cream, sugar, butter, vanilla extract. We're going to need 3 eggs. I'm going to get those in just a moment. But we're going to start off by taking the chocolate and putting it in a double boiler. A double boiler is when you add one pan that has water and a second pan in that pan. That way it heats up more evenly and a little bit more gently. We're back to our super powered. We're going to let that start to heat up and to melt. To that, just 1 instant coffee packet. While that's heating up, we're going to start making whipped cream. Whipped cream is basically just heavy cream put into a bowl. Then we're just going to beat this. Now, I like to use this kind of whisk. It's called an egg beater whisk. I think it works faster and it makes it a little bit easier to put air and to eventually make whipped cream. Now, whipped cream comes in a couple of different levels. This first level is called soft peaks. You can see that it makes a peak or a little point and then it falls down immediately. Soft peaks. We want to go to the next level, which is hard peaks, where when you make that little mountain, it stays up, maybe falls over just at the tip. It only takes a little bit of time after that. And then we have nice hard peaks. It becomes very thick. You have to be careful because once you get the hard peaks, if you keep going even just a little bit too long, you end up with something we like to call butter. You don't want to make butter out of your whipped cream. Next, we have to do something called creaming butter. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the butter, put it into a bowl, and we're going to start with a hand mixer. So we're going to use the hand mixer to go ahead and start creaming the butter. You're going to want it on a little bit of a, not too much. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Ah! Now I forgot to mention it, but you're going to want the butter to be pretty soft when you start to cream it. Otherwise, it's really just going to be a disaster and make a mess everywhere. Once you've got the butter to where it starts to look a little bit creamy, you're going to want to start adding in the sugar. Now I don't generally like to put in all the sugar at once. I generally put in about half. And you can see the sugar is all into the butter. We're going to add the rest of the sugar. Now, even though the sugar is all dissolved into the butter here, we want to keep going until it looks more creamy. Now we start to add the eggs. So we're going to be adding the eggs one at a time and then continuing to mix them in, while I also pay attention to the chocolate to make sure that I'm not making too much of a disaster out of it. You can see that it's turning into a nice chocolatey paste. We're going to call that finished. Egg number 1. I always think it's a better idea to put the egg into something in case this happens, where an eggshell fell out and ended up, we don't want it in the thing that we're trying to do. So back in here, and then whisk some more. Egg number 2. And the last egg. Now this looks a little bit grainy to me from my perspective, so I'm gonna mix it for a couple of minutes. We're probably gonna take a little bit of a cutscene, but probably pretty fast. So I'm gonna add in the vanilla extract. The exact amount's not particularly important, about that much. And go ahead and mix that in with the rest. Okay, now, once everything here is pretty much well incorporated and it starts to have a nice feeling to it, we're going to add in the chocolate. Now we had to wait until the chocolate was pretty cooled off. Not solid again, but cool. Then we're gonna mix this just like we mixed everything else. Once it's all incorporated, then we're gonna be doing something called folding in. So we go back to our whipped cream. Now because we worked so hard to put the bubbles into this whipped cream, we don't want to then beat it up or use the electric mixer to turn it into butter. We talked about that earlier. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take some of the whipped cream and put it inside, and then just fold it over the top. Big sweeping motions. We don't wanna knock the air out, but we also don't wanna turn it into butter. Now the color overall is gonna slowly get lighter and lighter, but you wanna keep doing it until the color is a nice, even, consistent color. And there's a couple little streaks of white, but I'm okay with that. So now it's time to fill the pie crust. Now, earlier, day one, we had our blind baked pie crust. You can see that it'll come right out of the pie tin. You can see on the bottom it's nice and cooked, nice golden brown color. All we're gonna do, take the pie filling, pour it right inside. Now this is a no-bake pie, so at this point, all you're gonna do is you're gonna take it, put it in the refrigerator for at least a few hours. Everything here will get harder and harder over time, until finally, it's a nice solid pie. And you can cut it and eat it. Now later, after it's been in the refrigerator for a while, you may wanna make some more whipped cream, just like we did before, and cover the top with whipped cream. Then you can cut it and serve it up. All right, put this in the refrigerator. I'll see you when it comes out. Finally, the French silk pie is finished. I do have some extra chocolate chips. These are the same chocolate chips that we used to melt when we made the filling for the pie. Now let's cut into it and see how we did. I'm very nervous. I'll tell you a secret. I've never actually made this pie before. This is my first time. Ah. Come on, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. Ah! No! It collapsed a little bit. Very sorry. But it does look pretty good. And that is it for today. Before you go, if you liked the video or you learned something, please hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss anything. And as always, if you have any questions or you just want to say hi, leave a comment, or you can find me on social media. Links are below. And I will see you in the next exciting episode of Taiwan in English. Bye.